Welcome back to another episode of my wonderful journey to the Farlands. Yes, the brilliant journey. Oh gosh, 22 gigabytes already. And we're back with the only series that of mine that starts in the main menu. I don't do that for Newcraft anymore, but I think it's kind of nice. Keep with tradition. I think this will be a world of tradition. I think Journey's just gonna be right full of all these weird things, like the F3 screenshots and all that, and the main menu and the intro and whatnot. But yeah, it's been another few episodes. Although I have been keeping up the streak. Yeah, I did do a stream like early this morning, which kind of technically counts for yesterday. So I did do an episode. It should be coming out right as I'm recording this one, actually, or streaming it. It doesn't really make much of a difference, actually, either way. Whatever I say. But episode 332 should be coming out today, the 5th. And I'm streaming this one the 5th, but yeah, the last episode was, like I said, technically goes for the 4th. And I have been going since the 29th of April. So we're doing good on our streak. What was I even doing yesterday? Just a bunch of stuff, really. I've had a few days off, but I haven't really done much Journey. Yesterday I played a bunch of Universe Sim, and then I played a bunch of Terraria today. I started a new run today, played a few hours of that, and that was a lot of fun. It was a heck of a ton of fun. And yesterday I played Newcraft, and then today I edited. But I did. Well, I do have an episode that came out last week. I gotta edit one for this week, but I did do like 2 episodes today, but not the new stuff. I was actually working on 2 old Newcraft episodes. Oh, was that a trip down memory lane to just about 2 years ago? Wow, Journey's 2 years. Well, Journey's just about 2 years, like well over a year and a half. So it's about the same time frame as Journey, the old Newcraft stuff. And I've been rejigging things, so I'm starting to private a lot of those videos, and I've been kind of re-uploading. Well, they don't show up on the channel new, but if you actually go to the playlists, there actually is brand new episodes. And well, I mean, they're not brand new, but the editing's brand new. You know what I mean? So yeah, a bunch of new episodes will be coming out for old series, rehashing things like remastering and all this to make them a bit nicer to watch, and actually encourage people to go back and watch my old series. Because before I'd be like, oh, you can go back and watch like the old Newcraft or the Fellowship and all this stuff, but that stuff was all really not very polished. And well, I can't really improve the commentary and like what I actually did in the episodes. I can at least try and remove a lot of the weird sections and silence and just general awkwardness. I can remove a lot of that from like the early streams. I think every stream of mine has those kinds of problems, even the Journey ones, but of course the Journey ones don't really get the editing treatment most of the time. Has to be a pretty significant case these days. I don't even edit up my breaks anymore. I just keep it on the be right back screen. Believe it or not, there was a time when I actually edited out breaks for Journey, but yeah, that time has passed. I think I've done enough of these where I'm just like, well, people can just skip past them if they've really are that committed to watching an episode. Which another cool thing I've seen is a lot of people have been watching Journey episodes, and I've gotten some comments of people actually watching through entire episodes of Journey. So really cool. I commend you guys who are doing that. Definitely don't have to do that, but I'm sure people who want to just put it on the background, kind of a bit of a soothing thing you put on in the background. I guess that makes sense, but yeah, I make some long episodes sometimes, so no pressure to watch them through. But I do appreciate it when people do. That was actually really nice to hear, because a 6-hour episode is 6 hours of my time. It's really we're getting closer to the Farlands. And it might inconvenience some people. I know there's some people who kind of completionist things and really want to see things through. But I think for something like a journey to the Farlands, I think it's best to just skip a little bit, skip through the episodes if you actually do want to keep tune or stay in tune with things. But I digress anyway. Next episode is 333, which is pretty neat. It recounts me back to 3.3 million. Which I don't remember what that was. I don't think 3.3 million was really anything. I don't think I made much of a deal about it, but episode 333 is pretty cool. I don't really know how many episodes there will be. I've kind of addressed it where I'm just like, I don't know, because I don't really know how many episodes of this series there will be before I reach the Farlands. But it's gonna be, I mean, based on the episode count already, it's gonna be a pretty crazy length, even at the pace I do it, which is like a few hours an episode. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff happening. Like I said, I did get a Newcraft episode out last week. The week before, I couldn't get one out. I kind of didn't edit one for the week before, but last week and then this week, I'll try and get episode. Well, I don't remember which one I'm on. 14, maybe. I had a bit of a mix-up with the episode numbers, so it might be episode 14, might be somewhere around there. That episode should be coming out this week, and then I'm hopefully gonna have another one filmed for next week. So I think I'll aim for weekly episodes. I was trying to do bi-weekly, or not bi-weekly, 2 per week. But I found it was a bit much for the Journey thing now. I want to try and put time into Journey, and plus I'll be working on my remastered series anyway, like editing the old streams. So that should eat up all the time. So it'll be a weekly series for Newcraft, which I think is fine. Maybe in season 2 I'll try and do like smaller episodes, but for now, because my base is so large and there's so much going on in the server, I kind of I'm trying to just do it in bulk episodes where I summarize what happens in between. But that's just the way it is right now. I'll see if I find a bit of a better groove as things go on, because we're not even halfway through the season. At least if it were to last a year, which is kind of what we're hoping. We kind of have established that at our most recent server meeting, that we want Newcraft to last around a year. I think since we've stopped adding members, I guess in the next episode, Newcraft, I'll address the new member we've added. But we've added the last member to the server for the season. Pretty much. I think any other members will probably just be on the wait list for season 2 at this point. We're already kind of pushing it with this person just because we're already like at max gear and have these bases going. I'm pretty sure they'll catch up quite a bit quickly. They're just one of those players that grinds a bit, at least from what I've heard. But yeah, I think the server is capped out at members for the season, which I'm pretty good with what we have. Don't really need to bring too many new faces in for this world. At this point, we're kind of getting to that point where it can go on long enough. I think we'll make it to a year around there. I don't know if we'll make it very far past a year, but I'm definitely looking forward to a possible second season for Newcraft, because that would entail 1.21, because we also decided that 1.21 will be left for season 2 as well. So members and the updates will be kind of put on a halt. I think we got one more update we want to go to, which is 1.20.5, the most recent one. But apart from that, if no other real major updates come out, I mean, apart from 1.21, then yeah, we're gonna be on 1.20.5 when we update to that for the rest of the season, which is the armadillos and stuff in the wolf armor. But I figured it'd be kind of fun to have the trial chambers and their own season, so we can make season 2 a bit more centralized around adventure. But maybe I should leave it as a bit of a surprise. Those of you who do tune into Journey, I guess I've got a bit of a sneak peek for Season 2 of Newcraft. But I might try and be a bit more tight-lipped about it on the actual series. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should not be so open about it. But I'm used to being transparent about things. Maybe I should try and be a bit more. You know, I'm excited, but I think I gotta have a little bit of hype to be built up. I haven't revealed much about my actual plans yet, or the world, so at least to my recollection. So that is still a mystery to be uncovered. Yeah, the updating. We'll be updating to 1.20.5 probably in the coming weeks or maybe a month, or I don't know. It depends on whenever the add-ons and stuff catch up. But we'll be updating very shortly. And then we'll probably be sticking with, I guess it's sticking with the update for the rest of the world. But enough about Newcraft. Newcraft seems to be dominating discussion for me today. Oh, I don't really got much to say about Journey. Nothing really new. I mean, if I wanted to go the 22,000 blocks, 21,000 blocks I have to go today to get to 6 million, we could. Although I think my commentary would tap out after a while. Because I don't got like hours worth of stuff to talk about today, I don't think. But I could always come back. I could even do it tomorrow. I'm not sure. I haven't made up my mind on that yet. I just kind of thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, we're really close to 6 million. Or at least I'm really close to 6 million. It depends if you, the whole we thing. I tend to say we a lot and our and all this stuff. But I know it's at least I've seen Tinfoil Chef talk about the we and our thing. And being like, oh well, you're trying to make it everyone's thing, but I guess I defaulted to it. I'll be reaching 6 million today, maybe today or tomorrow, or if I hit a bad spell, then it'll be tomorrow or the day after, or, you know, this week at the very latest. I don't think it'll be pushed much further, especially if I'm doing daily episodes, which I kind of am hoping to do. It's not really it's not really me forcing myself to do it, because it's kind of just what I want to do by default anyway. I might take the day off here and there, but I do generally, just like at least currently, and well, I guess currently also applies to like the whole series. I always like to keep things going, even if I just squeeze in like a half hour. I think last episode was a half hour or around there. Half hour, 40 minutes, I think, because I was playing Newcraft pretty late last night. I didn't stream it yesterday. I probably could have, but I didn't really want to do that last night. Sometimes I just don't feel like streaming, and last night was just one of those nights where I was just chatting and hanging out with server mates and stuff. It's been nice being on a server that actually does have other people playing it, because I know I'm kind of getting used to that now, but there was definitely a time in the past where a lot of the servers would just be like me, or me and Devin, or me, Devin and Brody. That we'd be lucky to have the three of us. And that's kind of, going back to the remastered stuff, that's kind of why a lot of that felt a lot more dead and didn't really go beyond like 1 or 2 episodes. Newcraft 1 Part 2 went, I think, to 4 episodes. But yeah, I don't know, it wasn't that good. It was more so beating the dead horse of Newcraft, which I don't think this new series is beating the dead horse of Newcraft. This is more of, I think Newcraft's probably been better than it ever was before, especially in the world of like my channel and stuff, because, you know, back when I streamed it initially, I didn't really, well, I was kind of hoping it'd be like how it is now, but we just hadn't really had the community for that. And there is a few members that coincide with the old stuff. and some of the stuff that was a little bit more dysfunctional, like Java. But I think we kind of have our minds in the right place now, or our hearts in the right place. And the series, the world itself has got a lot of heart in it now, especially now that we've played it for about like 4 months. And there's not really much sign of stopping. I definitely am gonna be doing an episode soon to grind out the factory, or at least do like the first, like the boxes for it, actually like building it. So that'll be fun. Maybe tomorrow I'll grind some materials, and then Tuesday I can record an episode. We'll see. I definitely want to start getting some work done on the base. Keep the ball rolling. I think that would be a lot of fun. Because, well, everyone's been talking about my base on the server. Or at least everyone I've talked with has talked to me about my base. Some people are just... Devin finds it cool that there's like all these machines, and then Cherri's like, yeah, you should build something around that, make it actually look nice. And then there's... And Connor also talking about the base just being hard to get. A lot of people just mention my base being hard to get around and not really being the best thing to look at, and I kind of agree with that. Like, I just got a bunch of farms and I haven't built the thing to go around it. And last night was just me struggling at building a frame around the clay farm and a bunch of different farms. So it's been a bit of a struggle, but I'm definitely gonna. I think in the next episode I'll also tackle my honey baiters that I've been talking about for quite some time now. I'm hoping to eventually do an adventure, a disc hunt. Ooh, another arch. Look at that one. That's a big arch. Takes up the whole screen. F3 screenshot. It's muscle memory. I'm not even aware of it. No. I guess it actually kind of is muscle memory, but nah. I'm trying to think of how far it'll be, because where did I start? Ooh, yeah, 25,000 blocks would take around 4 hours of streaming. I reach just about 30k within 4 hours. Maybe a little over sometimes if I'm lucky, if I don't take breaks. Tonight, ooh, I probably won't. I'll probably have to do it tomorrow. 6 million will have to wait. I mean, 6 million and 333 is kind of fun, so you could say it was planned from the beginning. None of this was planned from the beginning, apart from, leaving spawn. Everything since then has just been spontaneous. At least everything around me, my whole way of traveling. I guess it did change a little bit after spawn, like a good few 100,000 blocks out, but you get what I mean, maybe. I don't know. I gotta toss some stuff. I need more iron. Ooh, I need more wood. There we go. That one little piece there. Just one stuck. There we go. I can make some more arrows if I can find those sticks. There we go. There we go. And we got lots of gravel. That's, I mean, it's good, I think. I still do have plans for that Lethal Company stream. I think that'd be a lot of fun to try stuff like that. I don't think I'll do too many create random games, all the time, but I like to do it every once in a while. Try out some different stuff. Oh, I'm yawning already. Yeah, I might just make it to an hour. Might be the bulk of it. Might be tomorrow. I'm starting this one a little bit later. Not quite as late as yesterday's episode. I think I actually started streaming at like around 12:30, 12:45 at night, by the way, or AM, I should say. I mean, I guess at night or AM, both of them work, but I figured it would be a bit easier saying AM. But anywho, gonna struggle to walk through this desert. This show the biome too. I don't show the biome, but that was one of the mods adds that. The same one that adds the day count, which we've gone a good ways since I got the mods. At least I think I was around a day 1,000 for this for season 2, which is since the world got deleted initially, and I had to bring myself back out to where I left off. Savannah. We're in a savanna right now. It doesn't really look like one, at least if you're thinking the modern lens. But the savanna did exist. And this is shrubland. Not many shrubs. I did talk about the biomes, but that episode was also cut off by a power outage, so. Or at least the stream ended, and I was like, it might not be very good. I think I've only had like a power outage happen like once or twice during stream. Actually, I don't think it's ever happened. My Wi-Fi has gone out and the stream had to restart, but I don't think I've ever had like a proper power outage during a stream. I'm trying to think. It might have happened once, but can't recall. Oh, I bet I was gonna say like I slept in today and I was surprised why I'm tired, but I think it's sorry just because I did a bunch of cleaning. Maybe that drained me a bit. I'm still feeling a little bit off, a little bit achy and lethargic or something. Some kind of bug going on. Some bug going around that I have, I'm sure. That's what I think it is. My best guess, anyway. I'm gonna keep checking on my YouTube page so I can make the Newcraft episode public. Because I want to see how long it is after I edited it. Always a bit of a mystery. I'll add episode 331 to the playlist as well. Journey to the Farlands, of course. Well, see, the full title of the series is Beam of Forge Journey to the Farlands. If I wanted to split hairs. No, it hasn't gone yet. I think I did the episode 1 of Newcraft 3 like just like a few hours ago, so it probably went through a bit quicker. So I'll see if this one will go through. I don't know why I'm so urgent on getting them out, because I don't think many people would actually watch them, but I think it'd be fun for me to look back on. It'd make it a bit easier for me to look back on them, and if you guys ever want to see what I'm talking about with all these SMPs and things, then that is there. Yeah, I think editing them is probably a good idea. Journey, I couldn't dream of editing. It's 300 episodes, 300 plus. And I don't really want to anyway, because I want to try and keep as much of the walking in the episodes as possible. And editing would kind of take out sections of the walk. So, no thank you. You're gonna have to deal with full length, raw footage pretty much. Ah, well, that's been the standard for a year and a half now. which I think it was like a year and a half in August, March. It would have been March, half a year in March. Yeah, we're pretty close to half a year. Still a little closer to half a year than 2 years. Well, I guess we're closer to 2 years in that sense, but it's between half a year and 1.5 years and 2 years. Closer to 1.5 in time, I guess. But yeah, I also did rename the Newcraft 3 pilot because it used to be the beginning of a new season. I did change it to Big Shot, which is what Brody said. It's interesting going through the episodes. I mean, I didn't know a lot of the streaming discussion, but I did keep some of it in. Just because it kind of got a bit repetitive. At least I found it to be a bit repetitive. So I was like, people probably don't want to hear people talk about me having like 2 viewers on Twitch repeatedly. But a lot of, I mean, that was like my first stream I had ever done. It was rough. I mean, a lot of my first videos are rough. Early journey is rough. Pretty much that whole playlist of the original Newcraft is rough. And a lot of those older Minecraft worlds and series as I did. So, I think I've gotten slightly better. I may not be perfect. I don't think I am perfect. But I'm doing things the way I want to do them anyway. Oh, hello, Cherri. Welcome. I just cracked open, not a pop, some juice. Or some lemonade. Oh, it is lemonade. I thought it was limonade because it was like green text, but no, it's lemonade. Having some canned lemonade tonight. Lots of sugar. Loading up with the sugars. How's it going, Cherri? Lemonade is good mixed with iced tea. I'm sure it is. There's some lemonade in the fridge too. Frozen lemonade that you put into a pitcher with water. Well, go figure. It's just like a concentrate frozen. I'm good. I've completely lost my voice. Oh, lovely. Probably due to theater, I'm guessing, but I know that to be a thing. I'm just here. I'm all right. Still the same as before, or as last time, I guess. Oh, actually, last night was prom. Oh, that also makes sense. Maybe a bit more sense, actually. Neat. I don't think I've ever lost my voice. Well, I guess from COVID I did. Or not COVID, it was no strep throat. COVID just made it weird to talk. I had a deeper voice. That's cool. I bet. Yeah, I'm sure you had a lot of fun then. If you don't have a voice right now. Actually, I could actually. I had fun, but it was pouring rain. The weather had different ideas. Ah, lovely. Well, not so much, but you know. That's a cool little thing of trees. What even? Oh, I thought that the trees were cut off or something. Which looks a bit strange. And I was, oh yeah, DD friends. So that was just lovely. Ah, oh, yeah, I've been DD before. Oh, look, oh, that is cool. Interesting shape in the middle, but well, what's a material for the thumbnail? Taking a few screenshots today already. Oh, like I said, I'm hanging in there. I'm all right. Same old, same old. Well, at least same as I have been for like the last, I don't even know how many days it's been. Like 4 or 5 days now. Something or other. It was Thursday. I called off Thursday. Yeah, so it was since Thursday. I've been feeling it just about the same. I have family visiting this week, so I'm gonna be banishing myself to a corner of the house, or to like the just like hiding in the shadows. At least until I start feeling a bit better. Which things haven't really changed all that much. At least that I can kind of feel. Used my time terrifically to do a bunch of editing today. Ah. Okay, hate when family visits. Oh, really? I don't mind it. I like my family. I mean, there is a reason for it, but I'm oh, you know, oh, hello. There is a reason for it, but it's just private reasons. Of course, with anything family related. Right. I don't like too many people in my house. Let me see. No, maybe I'll have a sip of water. At the beginning of the episode, I was kind of like, being like, oh, there's 6 million. You know, it's only like, oh, hello, skellies. Come here, you punk. 6 million is within sights, but I started yawning like right away, and that's not a good sign. especially for this time of day. And I slept in today too. I guess it was just from cleaning and stuff. I've been tidying things up. So I think I'm maybe a bit tired from that, and also just achy and lethargic in general, like I mentioned. So yeah, it's fun. So I might go and lay down after, yeah, I think the hour. So 6 million will have to wait. Fucking, you can do it. Oh, I know I can. Historically, I'm able to, but when I was like away from the computer, just before the stream, I felt like awful. And I went to the computer and I'm fine. I think it's just when I move around and stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check back. Well, I actually don't know how long it'll... Yeah, okay, I'll have to keep checking YouTube Studio. I'm waiting on one of my edited old Newcraft episodes to process so I can make it public, because I privated all the videos, or at least all the old Newcraft ones, and I'm going back through them and re-editing them. Or not re-editing, they were never edited in the first place, but I'm editing them like how I would edit Newcraft now. That's been interesting. Not really because I expect them to get that much viewership, because it doesn't show up on the channel when I edit old stuff, but it's more just so I can go back and other people can go back if they want. And it's way easier than having to watch a 2-hour stream of, well, a lot of junk mostly, and overlapping conversation and glitchiness, because my old streams were very glitchy with Twitch Studio, especially the old Journey ones too. Like the early Journey streams were bad. Or just having like weird skippy parts where I'd be doing a commentary and just like cut out and things. Not so fun, but it was a part of trying to figure things out back then. It was definitely a bit of a trip down memory lane. What was up with Devin yesterday? He was just being he's being himself really on Newcraft yesterday. We were kind of, well, Brody demolished his tower. He like built like obsidian walls and stuff and everything, and he was doing a controlled demolition. Didn't look very controlled. I could have streamed it, but I just didn't really fix streaming yesterday. So he demolished his tower, and then Devin started laying out land claims and saying he was gonna sell the land back to us. And he kind of just was like saying he was gonna lay out, you know, sell, like find a way to get all the land claimed and all this stuff, and it just sounded weird, sounded fishy. And then I was like, and then he was just generally saying things that were like red flags. And I was like, oh, and then he just kind of stopped after a while, and then nothing really came up after that, and that was kind of when I was like, it's all right, nothing happened apparently. It was just a bit strange. Just a little bit odd. Don't really remember a whole lot of it. It was kind of late in the night. A little hazy on it, but that was kind of the general run of it. I don't remember what particularly made me want to send you that message last night, but I feel like there was like some of the things he said last night were like, oh, I should probably get Cherri involved in this. He's just saying a lot of things that seem to contradict a lot of other stuff. I think he was talking about like the he's I don't even remember. Yeah, my memory is so hazy on last night for some reason. At least on that specifically. I think he was talking about like the leadership stuff again. I was worried he was like trying to weasel his way into something else and that kind of thing, but nothing really came up after that. And he kind of just we kind of just started, we just chatted normally like nothing happened. So I'm not sure. That would have been an interesting stream, but I had a moment of peace from babysitting my friends, and I was a tiny bit concerned when I saw that. Well, I was concerned at the time. You didn't make it sound very, you know, Devin just has a way with saying things, letting it get to his head. And the funny thing was, everyone was like building different like frames and stuff. Like Connor was just extending it out, and Brody was like cutting it up and digging holes in the ground. That one was, and he's just like, I give up, and then I don't think anything really happened after that. After he said he gave up, so I guess he's not selling the land back to us. Devin does have a way of saying things, yeah. Cause he's like, yeah, it's from bedrock to build height, and Connor and Brody were just like, you don't, I don't see the stuff at bedrock. I don't see the claim at bedrock. I'm gonna go right down to bedrock and start doing stuff. And Connor was basically just like, if you start like stealing the land, then I'm just gonna start putting shops in my pyramid. And I was like, oh my god. I don't know what he had going on in that head of his, but it seemed to be something different. Same thing with that meeting, that original meeting, which is still an episode of Newcraft. That's hilarious. But that meeting was like crazy. At least the original one. Not like the one where we kind of got our shit together. Kind of felt like that a little bit last night, but it wasn't like quite that to that degree. I think Devin just kind of gave up after after the reality kicked in of everyone just bossing him around instead. Or at least putting him in his place more so. I want to renovate the shopping district so bad. Oh yeah, it's in sore need of a bit of fixing. I think I want to patch up the museum thing, because I don't think me and Devin are going to do the museum to that scale. I think we might, if we do it, it might be in a later season or smaller if we do it this season. So I'm going to probably patch that up. So then it can just blend in with the terrain again. Because it is like a really big eyesore, not even to mention like everything else in the shopping district. So I definitely agree with you. I might even help you out with renovating, since I got a lot of means of collecting resources and things. Drives me crazy when I'm on Newcraft. I know, and it's like the central thing for the server. That's like supposed to be like the thing that everyone hops on. It's like, whoa. And well, right now it's just like, it's not really anything crazy. Nothing, it's not special, it doesn't, it's not nice looking. I mean, that's what I said at the beginning of the server, is that I wanted to flesh things out. And it hasn't really been going very good. Exactly, and God, it's so messy. Yeah. No, I agree. Should definitely do like a cleanup operation and actually make spawn look more like a spawn and something that, you know, we're going to be looking at for the whole year. I've definitely thought about it too. Man, yeah, it's in need of a fresh coat of paint for sure. Some paths, some decor, some actual shrubbery, or that kind of stuff. It could really use it. It's just so barren. And the paths like the day one paths that I've just extended don't really help it. Cleanup operation will happen as soon as I'm not busy anymore. And I will contribute plentiful resources. Whatever you need, I will farm it for you. Which is in like 2 weeks, yeah. That'll give me a bit of time to crank out the factory. Because this week I actually want to build the box for it, so I can finally cover up all the farms. That doesn't just look like a computer without a tower. Or a chassis, or whatever they call them. You can join Showa. I could. Believe it or not, I actually do have taste when it comes to building. I just haven't really shown it yet. I mean, my starter base was a good start, but I haven't done much of anything. I'll build you a desk and everything. Yeah. I mean, I've been known to. I mean, not. I kind of let it slip out, but I tend to be a little bit critical sometimes of Devin's stuff. And I've tried not to more recently. Well, I mean, I think Devin kind of had this view that everyone just criticizes his stuff. I guess now more than ever. But even like the original service, when no one did it, he always was feared people would judge stuff that he did. So I never tried to. I always tried to stay on the positive side. But spawn is also something that everyone's gonna be looking at a lot. And we also did get the new member in last night. Didn't really show him around all that much. He kind of just ran off to an island and is now probably gonna grind out crazy stuff. That's why I can never run a server. I would be a dictator. Now this is probably the best we're gonna get from me. I can be a tad bit critical. Sometimes I got my nails done and I can't type. Oh, that's what the all mu was sometimes. Although I'm hoping, I now that I've gotten a bit more of an idea for what I want to do for the factory, now I can start getting to work on it. I just need to grind some materials. But I'm definitely ready to make this gritty factory, this gritty brutalist factory. It's gonna be great. Cannot really add like the copper or the copper piping, but I'll do that later on. I'll just do glass pipes and stuff and various other things for now. It should look better. I won't be able to. I don't think I'll be able to detail the factory very quickly, but it's gonna be cool and I can feel it. Yeah. No, I've been cooking. I guess that's what people say. I've been trying to get the best thing out that I can, because I think just stewing on things a little bit is it kind of lets them be as good as they can be. And then I won't really have as much to complain about it. I mean, I'm sure looking back on it next season, I'll probably have a lot to say about it, but at least I'll have tried. I'll probably be going back, even when I do the detailing, I'll probably even go back later in the world to refinish things if I don't like stuff. But it's gonna be pretty neat. Not gonna have much of an interior. I'll have to think about what I want to do for the interior for the upper portions. I might even try to do an interior for the farm section, although it will be more like a half interior, really. It won't really be a proper interior. It'll just be kind of like a vague thing, just to make it look nice when you're actually just at the farms. I think around that same time this week, I'm also hoping to do the honey elevators. That's kind of all what I'm planning to do this week. Although, knowing me, I might have to spread it out a bit, but that's the goal. I got plenty of fuel for the super smelter, and I got my good old clay farm, so there's nothing that really can stop me now. Apart from, like, I guess, extra detailing. But I think I'm just gonna stick to my texturing and not do the painting with blocks thing, painting with colors instead of building with just like the blocks. Because that's like the new building revolution now that's going on, is everyone's now building like basically like painting with blocks now instead of building stuff the functional way. Although I feel like that's a bit advanced for me. Like the gradients and stuff is pretty advanced enough. But we'll see. I might try and throw in some like stains or something on the factory. I'd have to think. I kind of don't really want to throw in any extra steps for the factory at this point. I've got it in my mind how I want it to be, and I don't really want to overcomplicate it now because I've put off building it long enough, and now I've received enough, I think, pressure that I can finally do it. So I think I'll just build like the basic box for now, and then I'll detail it later. Does the factory have a name? I don't think so. I mean, my base is split into the frame, the factory, and the tower right now, at least in terms of like phases. But factory might become more of a plural thing because I might have to do more factories as I go. We'll see. I might look at some inspiration for the factory. Well, I've already got some, but I'm starting to think about the unconventional building techniques I could use already. But I think I got to plan at least a little bit more because I want to do, Liam, you should name it. I don't know. Produces honey. To name my castle. Yeah. Like the whole base is called Oasis, or at least the tower is called Oasis. I thought it kind of funny, because that was what I was originally gonna name it, was Oasis. But now that it's like this dystopian tower with factories and things to keep the the upper echelon going, it's kind of ironic. So I like the whole thing was called Oasis, but I don't know what I'll call the factory. I just have called it the bee factory historically, but I could come up with like a company for the honey, like Hunex or something. Because I guess it's honey, clay. Like I got the villagers. I don't know if I'll make them all their own distinct factories though. We'll see. Might do a bit more detailing before I go right into the building. So I mean, I'm still gonna gather materials and stuff. So it might. I'm hoping to at least start it this week. I know stuff usually just pops up for me in like one day, but the factory is gonna be a pretty big thing, so it's gonna take a bit to churn it out. And another thing Devin did last night was he was trying to haggle with Connor. Well, he said haggling, but he was basically just trying to get free tough from Connor's shop. which is just like, that haggling, you say. The Devin was just complaining about having to spend all his money or all his diamonds at the rocket shop and the tough shop. He's like, oh, I'm having to spend all my diamonds. And then we basically just pressured him into doing the tunnel bore, which I think he's going to be doing soon anyway. So he can stop complaining. That's pretty much why we were egging him on, because we were just like tired of hearing him be like, ooh, all his whining about having to spend his precious diamonds and how he hates mining. Although he got a haste beacon last night because I got that nether star for him, and he's been using that to clear up land. He's just like, oh, I gotta clear things. So he likes to clear stuff with like the beacon, but he doesn't like to mine. There should be a plan in place for when Devin inevitably tries to take over. I know we need like an operation to be put in place. But we just need to agree on that as like a server. Because honestly, the amount of times Devin has just gone in on something over his head. He wasn't kidding when in the original Newcraft he was talking about how his chaos eventually takes over. His chaotic drive. Because all the crazy stuff in Newcraft 1 that happened was pretty much influenced by Devin. Even if a lot of the stuff he didn't really anticipate, a lot of it kind of was a result of him or in his actions. He kind of got the ball rolling on all the chaos. Server meeting, but with everyone but him. He'd like a secret and like Newcraft's secret service. Like the under. I'm trying to think of the underground, I guess. Newcraft Underground. Oh, 84. Only 16,000 blocks. That's a little bit more approachable. It's still like 2+ hours, but Newcraft Underground goes crazy. The Newcraft Underground. It just sounds menacing. Even though we're just the ones trying to stop the world from basically getting taken over by Devin. Because I swear he goes off the handle like so many times. There's just a need for it. I've seen what he's capable of. It's not necessarily what he does alone, it's what he's able to do when he kind of influences other people. It's the manipulation. Of course, it's all in game. He doesn't do any of this. This is not him in real life, but this is definitely interesting. Like, I don't build factories in real life though, so there's a bit of suspension of disbelief. If he threatens dog, let me know. No, he doesn't threaten dog. trying to remember where my other horse was. Because last night I had to move my horse out of its little hole I put it in. I forgot I just kept it in that hole ever since the whole company thing. And I put the horse in my starter house. But I don't know where my skeleton horse is. Connor brought it to me. I must have put it somewhere. I don't know where though. Although I had to move the horse though, because I didn't really want any residual explosion killing my horse. Although Brody was pretty good. He had the obsidian wall up. Your poor horse. I know. It was just down in like a dirt hole for like a month. That's why I don't have pets in Minecraft. They just sit places. Like I think probably my only pet, or one of my only pets in Newcraft, the original Newcraft 1, was a pet cat, and it just sat at the New America portal. It was like the ambassador for New America. It just sat there even through the war and stuff. And I think I eventually moved it to my base. Or I moved it somewhere else. I don't know if it was to my final base. I'm not sure where I moved Mona, but I did have a cat at some point. And I don't think I ever had a dog in Newcraft 1. Oh my god, I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on my horse I've had since Chapter 2 died, and I swear I'm never playing again. Good stuff. Well, I'm through my, almost through my lemonade. I'll drink the last bit here. Fall into a hole. See what happens. Well, not much this time. Dog is a recurring pet through SMPs I've played. Reincarnation. Multiple lives. Oh, this is the second sandpaper I've had, or frying pan. I think I did have a pet horse named Frying Pan in Newcraft 1, the old Newcraft, so maybe next season I'll get another frying pan. Maybe that'll be like my recurring pet. It's only died twice, I believe, huh? Then in my first survival world I did in 2019, or my first proper survival world, I had a few pet parrots, and then they died somehow. I don't remember. I was devastated. I think that was around the time parrots got introduced to the game. Frying Pan is a terrible name. Oh, I did have a pet chicken. What did I name my pet chicken? I named it, it accompanied Sandpaper, my skeleton horse. And this world I got Paper. Is my skeleton horse. Then in Yeetus Breedus, I had a pet parrot named Pistachio, and then another one named Mojito. Then a horse named Smirnoff. And a dog named, oh, what was my dog's name? Oh, it was so long ago, like 5 years ago. Why do you name your pets terrible names? I don't think they're terrible. I did have 2 pet pandas in Panda Paradise in Newcraft 1, but I don't think I named them. I think they just were, they're just wandering about the jungle there. So I kept an eye on them. I like how you're just appalled by my names. They weren't original names. Well, frying pan is. But sandpaper and paper were from like this, like, in a nutshell version of Undertale, where papyrus and sands were renamed to sandpaper and paper. Oh. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh yeah, my shears, they broke. I have to do a little spot of mining. You can be appalled all you want, that won't change my pets' names. I need to sleep. At least my past pets' names. I'm not really one for pets in Minecraft. And of course, Journey has. I've had like 5 dogs in this world. Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying. Never said I was good at naming that. That's why I never named the SMP I was hosting. So I got Devin to name it, and Devin of all people to name it. I'm just kidding. Actually, I don't mind. Devin and I are actually friends. Good friends. May not seem like it, but it's true. The rumors are true. We're not bitter rivals. I think probably the only good named pets I've had, at least that I, or at least have like fondly like their names, like at least like actually like their names and not just name them after jokes, was I think like Mona and my Yidis Breedis pets, the Journey pets, but I didn't come up with the names for the Journey pets. You seem like the person who has. You seem like the type of person to have no ops. What's that supposed to mean, Cherri? Like I should be offended by that, but I'm not. The only name of a world I can remember originally naming was Yidis Breedis, and well, I mean that kind of just encapsulated the nonsense of the world. But I don't even know what I would have named the original Newcraft if it wasn't called Newcraft. Well, Brody had suggested Beam SMP after Dream SMP, which was a bit of foreshadowing really for what Newcraft 1 ended up being like. But so it would have been awfully fitting, but we probably would have had to rebrand for this. I doubt it would have been as good. Although, not to say the original Newcraft was that good, it wasn't really, in the end. It means that you have no ops, I don't know. I do have ops. I'll have you know. And believe it or not, I did use ops once. I mean, I do use them every time I bring in a new player. But I have historically actually banned people from the old Newcraft. That did actually happen. So I actually have, you know, put down the foot. I remember one time I think what was it? I think I banned someone like for just as like a joke, and then I unbanned them. I don't. I swear I remember it being Devin would have been kind of funny, because then it would have shown like a message of like you being like banned. It was like it would be like you've been banned by this, or you know, literally how you're so mellow. No, there were times. You don't know the original servers like I do. It was a different time. I was actually Newcraft 3, at least the parts I didn't stream. That was like what happened right before my third episode. Because the second episode got deleted or got lost because I forgot to move it over from Twitch. But it was in between episodes 2 and 3. I guess a bunch of stuff happened and I ended up banning like 2 people, and then everyone else kind of just that's kind of when the server I think truly was gone, and then Newcraft Java edition happened. I refuse to call it Newcraft 4. I don't want to believe that there was ever a Newcraft 4. No. So it is just the original trilogy of Newcraft, and then Newcraft Java edition, Newcraft bootleg edition. There was a bootleg edition of Newcraft that I wasn't a part of. I've hosted all except Newcraft Java. All the editions of Newcraft. Java edition and bootleg edition were hosted by different people, and I was just a part of one of them. But I'd say they were both equally as bad. Maybe bootleg edition a little bit worse, but and Newcraft 3 wasn't really much better. I'll just say that I'm glad that we have the member list we have now. I mean, Devin can be a little chaotic, but there was definitely some people on the old servers that, I mean, I think there's some people that are accentuated by the chaos. Like Brody can become very like destructive. I've already mentioned that with you. He can become very destructive and very chaotic quickly if he's egged on enough. If something happens. He didn't really get involved all that much. I mean, the only time he really got involved in Newcraft 1 was when he did the lava cast after main town got blown up. After the spawn town got blown up, and then, yeah, that was interesting. And he even threatened to take down my base. Because I was a part of the resistance, which I just call it Devon cult. Devon refuses to call it the Devon cult, but I basically see it as the Devon cult because everyone in it was basically just doing whatever Devon said. I just was kind of doing stuff with Devon just for fun. Well, I was just like, well, I've done stuff with him like the whole time. I kind of just saw it like, because since we had like characters back then, I more just was like, yeah, I'm very like in this pact with him, almost like this unspoken pact. It was definitely an interesting time. I think Devin even hired me as a hitman. Or like a bodyguard anyway. Or for like another member who kept going into Devon's base after Devon said don't go in my base. I like that there's basically no conflict on Newcraft. Yeah. And the only thing that really sparked conflict was Devon. So as long as Devon's under check, then we have no reason to worry. Devon's the closest thing we have to any sort of conflict. For now anyways. I just know Brody's peaceful until all hell breaks loose, and then and he's not Mr. Nice Guy. He's played on a lot of PvP servers and just a lot of anarchy servers too. And Windcraft, but Windcraft doesn't really, I don't really know if the extent of Windcraft, if it has like crazy PvP. I don't know. But he's definitely he can be very combatant and destructive. I haven't really seen much of that side, but he's shown a bit of that malice before. I mean, it's never. It's if he's not provoked, then it never comes up, like I said. But and probably maybe even the most destructive person on the server back then was Nathan. Nathan was very destructive in the original Newcraft. I mean, he always had like a drive as well for it, but he's also a little bit chaotic and is egged on by Devin. I noticed a bit of a trend with people. Like, most people are generally pretty peaceful, unless you do stuff. Like, to basically assess the conflict and like the source of the conflict in the original Newcraft was basically the election, which was proposed by Devin. Devin proposed the election as a joke, and I actually thought it was kind of a good idea, because he kind of was like, "Oh, I'm joking." I kind of took him seriously. And we did the election, and Devin was like, "Oh, we should run away." And he didn't plan any of it. Like, he at least he told me he didn't really mastermind any of it. The pieces all just kind of fell into place for the most part. But yeah, he proposed moving away, and then that's kind of where like the pact started, where we were kind of based together, and then I kind of moved away, and then he wanted to move away after Nathan became kind of a bit of a tyrant, and he wanted me to assassinate him, and then Nathan declared war. So you can see it all kind of stemmed from Devin, and the resistance stemmed from Devin, which blew up, the spawn of the server. And demolished. It wasn't even just blowing up, it was erasing things. And just leaving craters. He was always kind of the source of the conflict. And even when, like, one of the resistance members turned on the rest of the resistance and like told the rest of the server everything that happened regarding the resistance and revealed everything, Devin still masterminded his way out of it and proposed like this kind of pact thing. So yeah, there was a lot of Devin oriented conflicts. I think he's, like I said, he's probably the one most likely to become chaotic. At least there's a consistent source of the conflict, yeah. Because, like, I kind of knew, like, bringing in Nathan would probably bring some chaos into the server back then, because, well, even when I talked to Nathan before adding him, it always stemmed back, he always kind of stemmed back to a lot of he was kind of a generally peaceful player, but yeah, it's just like that kind of thing where it ticked him off and he just went on. And the whole like the initial, because Maintown got blown up twice. The first time it got rebooted before the war, the server got rebooted before the war. And that whole thing was because one of the members of my alliance, which was Prosperity, that was like Maintown, burned down Nathan's pog log, which was just this huge oak log that went to build height at the time. So he never acted unprovoked, pretty much. Like, we had like set like a time to start the war, which that's not right how wars work, but the war never really happened. And I don't think we ever really had a proper war. Because I don't think most people on the server, there's only like a few real combatant people. Like, of course, I was never like me in a war. I'm useless. I'm just gonna get spawn trapped and endlessly murdered, and I'm not really gonna be able to do much about it. I'm not a very skillful player when it comes to that. So I don't think with war there was ever really like there's never really proper wars. It was just explosion fests, which is I guess our definitions of war in a Minecraft server. Although Brody was always kind of like disappointed that there wasn't actual combat involved, because Brody likes the combat. So yeah, I think you do have some merit anyway. Long story short. Does hold some merit your proposal. I think in Newcraft 2 it was my idea to blow up the whole server just as like a joke, just like a big kaboom at the end. And it was kind of fun to just go into the Newcraft 1 story, or kind of pull like a bit of some similarities from the Newcraft 1 story and just have like a main town that transposed into Newcraft 2 with like some crazy characters. So that was me, but that was more just I think because we knew the server was ending, or like Newcraft 2 was ending, and I wanted to do a Newcraft 3. So we just did something like, since it was ending such on the fly and we hadn't really done anything meaningful, that was what we did with the month that we had on the server. Because Newcraft 2 kind of was around for a few months, and then we closed it down to Classicraft, and then came back to Newcraft 2 for a month. And that was the plan, was that Newcraft was going to originally end after that month, and then I was like, you know what, let's do a Newcraft 3, because I couldn't quit beating the dead horse. I think I've always wanted something like where we're at now with Newcraft. I think I've always wanted to be at this point with it, even just once. Like I'm not hoping for this to be an everlasting thing. I just like that we're at a good point. I was never an instigator except for one time when it was me and one other person against literally everyone. Wow. That's something. Hello, sheepy. I should probably get some iron at some point. No, I don't need extra mushrooms, honestly. Ah. Oh, my legs are being annoying. Everything just feels like, kind of hard to describe. Stuff just feels like heavy. This is the best I can put it. I just moved for a second. I was just like, oh. And then there was one time where Brody did do an anarchy server, and that was like a trial on a bedrock realm. That was kind of, I don't even remember where that was on the timeline, but there was at one point an anarchy server that Brody did, but I don't think anything really happened with it. We kind of stopped playing that after a while. It's pretty difficult to get the ball rolling on something. Many people have tried, apart from me, with this stuff. Newcraft Bootleg Edition, Brody's Anarchy server, which I don't remember the name of. You should go to the doctor. I'm pretty good. Like I said, I think it's just a bug that's going around. Because there's someone else in my family that has the same thing going on. I probably got it from them. In the family I've been hanging around with. Oh, I'm not all that concerned about it. It's not life-threatening. What's funny is I literally was just at the doctor a while ago. Like before, of course, before this, like a few weeks ago. It's just funny. I'm pretty good. Yeah, it sure sounds like it. Yeah, apart from like going, like basically like the feeling of going to bed, like that kind of like physical exhaustion of going to bed, and you wake up with that same physical exhaustion. Though I know it's not COVID though. I did do a COVID test the other day. So it's not COVID. It's just something. Some bug, flu kind of thing. Because I don't have like a congested nose or a sneeze or anything. Like I'm not the best I've ever been, but I'm not like I don't feel like I would be when I'm sick. Like I guess I feel like the fatigue of being sick maybe, but I don't really feel anything else. That's kind of why I haven't really felt inclined to go get good medical attention or anything, or taking time off work. I hate going to the doctor, so I get it. I feel like I'm a stubborn person that way. It's not even because I'm afraid of the doctor or anything, or hate going to the doctor. I always like to have valid reason for it. Like if it's just like a fatigue, then nothing crazy. At least that's the way I see it. Like don't really want to, like I want to go in if things actually start happening, and I really need to. Except I go all the time for my MRIs and it sucks. Oh, I see. Also, I had someone comment. I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode when I was just doing my own commentary thing. But apparently there's someone that watched through like the entirety of like my 6-hour episode I did the other day. I commended them on that in the comments. I think a lot of people would just like to put this kind of stuff, like the no commentary stuff, on just in the background. I don't know if I fully get it because I haven't ever really done that, but maybe I could see why it'd be kind of relaxing to just have it going on in the background while you're doing like homework or something. I haven't tried it. I'm just walking to the Farlands, but that is pretty wild. Yeah, it is funny. Yeah, someone commented like 6 hours of content, and then someone commented under that. Yeah, I just finished watching the whole thing. I can read it out actually. Yeah, 6 hours of recording. Wow. And then someone said I watched all of it, just reached the end. No commentary puts me to sleep, I understand. Yeah, that's fair actually, because I think I actually start to fall asleep too. Sometimes while doing no commentary. And now I'm so close. I'm only like 12,000 blocks away. It'll be like 3 hours. It'll be just be just past midnight. Do I really want to go that far though? I'm not really feeling the long episode today, I don't think. If I started earlier in the day maybe, but I edited like 2 old Newcraft episodes and I played like a few hours of Terraria or Calamity mod. So I'm just, and I did a bunch of cleaning on top of that as well. So maybe today is just not the day for that. I'll go right to the end of the hour, I think. And then I'll go lay down. Cause I kind of know when my body's like, you should probably just lay down for a bit. That's what my body's telling me. Last night, holy man, did I feel like that? Cause I stayed up late last night with like Newcraft and my little journey episode I did. I was having so much fun on Newcraft. Just chatting away. Me and Connor were trying to fix my honey farm and fill it up with all the bottles. Like Connor was going out and digging like a shulker box of sand. That's something alright. But I'm definitely like, you know, you're right. I'm definitely not 100% though. I don't feel 100%. Like mentally I'm fine, but it's just physically. You should get some sleep. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. What I was thinking of doing. Maybe I'll do a little spot of caving. See if I can find me a cave to dig around in. Gotta jump. Jump and see if I can find any holes in the ground. Oh well, I got so much terrain I can go along. I just want a little bit of iron to top things off. The iron's really not all that common up here, naturally. Unlike caves and cliffs where the mountains are just filled with iron. Iron's actually pretty good at the bottom of the world. Like every ore is good at the bottom, I guess, but... I suppose. Yearn for the mines. Yeah, always. I just don't yearn for the diamonds right now. Or the outposts. They're a bit time consuming, must say. Maybe even after the end of today, because I do have to go to the bathroom too. So maybe I'll wrap it up after this day. Or maybe I'll do like my spot of mining and then wrap it up after that. Maybe I'll just take a quick 5